You look so happy. You look happy.
Next Steve.
So glad. I'm about to put that on your face. What's up, everybody?
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another episode of the Affinity Saga podcast. I'm your boy Eddie D.
And I'm Nicole.
Certainly excited to be among you guys once again.
Yep.
And we are jumping into episode 4, entitled The Collector on today. And certainly excited, as always, to be sharing our nuggets of wisdom and insight and analysis of the book and the chapters thereof. If you have not received or obtained a copy of the book yet, again, you can visit anywhere that you buy your books and go get you a copy of the book. You can go directly to me through the TikTok shop and through Shopify. You can also go to Amazon. You can go to Apple Books, Barnes and Noble, the Books A Million, all the major retailers. You can buy a copy of the book by going online and purchasing your copy. If you feel like seeing them in the bookstores, call up your local bookstores and let them know, hey, Affinity Theory is out there.
Yeah.
Let's get a couple of copies in those stores. But again, that is the way to obtain a copy of the book. Rave reviews we've received for the book. Can't stress enough how many times people are saying they want to see this on TV. So, your boy is working actively trying to find somebody who knows somebody who can get this on the screen. So, again, if you guys know anybody who might be interested in trying to shop this book around, holler at your boy and let me know. Because that is the ultimate goal, is to see if we can get this into some type of live action thing. At least that's the pipe dream for me. Yeah. Again, I'm grateful for the book being out regardless and people loving it. But if we can get this thing on the big screen, it will make me the happiest man on earth. Yes. In a lot of different ways. Even though you make me happiest regardless. Thank you so much. So we're going to jump into chapter 4 today. In the last chapter, we have Starburst having introduced herself to the team. Mm-hmm. Malcolm being pissed off that Symone's been introduced to the team. Being petty childish, boy. Right, being a child. And don't nobody care. And so we're going to see the further introduction to the cast, to the team. Yes. And you got anything you want to talk about, ask questions, tidbit?
Let's just jump in. I got a fun fact. You already know what my fun fact is.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about. Yeah.
Let's just jump right in. We're going into chapter 4 entitled The Collector, episode 4. I did want to say that I love how with this chapter, the beginning of it, it's like coming into it, like everybody is just so accepting of her. And so I think that it's real cool how she's the new girl. And even though it's like a big surprise for them, just like came out of blue, out of nowhere, it's just like they're so accepting and so loving and so just wanting to know so much about her. And I kind of like that because, that is reality. But you do have some jobs where like you come in, you're the new person, and you are just considered the enemy, from the start. And so I love that you started it out as you started out as both. You are both. And that's what and we just talked about that in the last episode, right? Yep. As far as the reason why the book is the way it is, because we talked about the fact that, it's an all black cast. Mm-hmm. And so the reason is for people to see that, we're everything. We're the poor, we're the rich, we're the selfish, we're the selfless, we're all of it. Mm-hmm. And so in the beginning of this, you see that you have the ones that are very accepting, but then you have Malcolm, who is, a punk, and it's just like, okay, no, he's just so against it. But I love that, in the beginning of this chapter, you got them, Malaysia for the most part, kind of showing her around, letting her see the company, the place. And so my little fun fact is about them showing her weapons and wardrobe. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and tell them what that nickname, well, not the nickname, what the shortened version of it is, quote unquote.
Double W.
Double W. And so the reason I thought that this was just so funny is my little fun fact is because I asked him, I was like, well, what made you come up with the name Double W? Because I mean, it's cool. I love it. But when you think of weapons and wardrobe, double W, it actually has more syllables than weapons and wardrobe. So it's not like you're shortening it. You just made the name sound cooler. But I love it though. It's cool because the name sounds really cool. But I just thought it was just funny. I don't know, the teacher in me, the elementary teacher in me.
Yeah, that's sort of the teacher.
Started
I'm just like
thinking about, okay, so why double W? Why the name? The name is cool though. I love it.
I mean, yeah. But I got it. I got the flash drive. I was like, no, nobody caught it.
I know.
Until well
funny.
after the book is published, and
it was cool though.
And it just made me laugh and ticked off at the same time because I read this to you how many times during the beginning reads and the edits and the edits and the edits and the edits, and you never brought it up. I mean, until the book is in your hands. Now it's
I just had it.
Double weapons and wardrobe. They're the same syllables. Why did you do that?
I thought one was longer than the other.
Why did you do that?
I mean, but it's cool because you have to think about the fact that the name is.
The only reason why you're even thinking about that is because of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, when they said when Captain Holt asked Jake and Amy, what does BRB mean? I just what did he say? I just experimented with an abbreviation that I don't even know. What does BRB even stand for? Be right back. What's the point of doing that if it has the same number of syllables as the original? Exactly. Who cares? Who cares?
It just sounds cooler.
Yes.
But you gotta think that was a little fun little rabbit hole we had went down, earlier. But I mean, I love the fact that Malaysia is showing her all of this because if you think about it, yeah, they are superheroes, but at the same time, they still want to look good, or at least the women do. I don't know about the men, but like they still want to look good. Yeah. And so you think about it, made me think about what's the movie Hancock when he was trying to find his hero suit. His
hero suit. No, I am not wearing that.
I'm not wearing that.
You are wearing that.
So
I am not wearing that.
And they let them put their.
Come on, you're gonna enjoy it.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
No.
Yeah.
He didn't like it.
No.
He didn't like it.
Anyway.
No, he did. He did. But I mean, they let them be themselves. They let them, custom to fit them. And so Double W, weapons and wardrobe, I think, is a very important little place in this establishment because it's going to be seen later as well. So it's good that you're introducing it now to them and kind of not making it so out there, but like it's there. So when we say later, we're going to Double W, so we're not like, what is that? And you do that throughout the book. I love that you do that. The little things that we're going to need to remember and the little things that we're going to need to know and bring with us in later books, like you put them in the beginning. And I still think that there's some things that you're still going to put in the book that we don't know about, but they're like kind of sprinkled in, for us to be like, put it in the back of our mind, like, okay, that's what this is.
As I'm sitting thinking about it in the black book, I actually have a sticky note.
Yeah, I was looking for that book.
Sticky note that actually has the layout of the Elite Grand Hall. And so,
do you want to talk about it while I go try to find it?
No, I know where it's at. Yeah, no, I can talk off. The camera can still catch me.
Okay, cool.
Well, at least the thing will still catch me. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'm listening.
So weapons and wardrobe is one of several places that's in the company, and in the space. I wanted to make sure early on that everybody at least knew where everything is. Because when they're walking around, they're passing by places and they're going to be looking at places and they're going to be, next to places. And so in my book, I put a sticky note in here. I was sitting at the desk one day and I put a sticky note. I actually got a sticky note where everybody lived too.
We're going to get there.
But where did I put it?
And so with weapons and wardrobe, it's like, so when we're going to get to the analysts in a little bit, But when thinking about weapons and wardrobe and thinking about this whole place, you know what it made me think of? That Disney movie, Smart House.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because we're going to see later.
Okay, that's cool.
Like, we're going to see later where it's like they don't have to do, it is literally a smart house, you know? Like, they don't have to do a whole lot. They just, you know, say what they want. I wanted this color, or I wanted that color, or I want it to look like this with shingles or something like that. And then it just, poof, it's like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it responds to them. Customizing now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that's what you want.
Listen,
that'd be nice.
That'd be excellent. Like, take all this out of here and just have it be an open space for me to whatever I need to do.
Let's go
in the moment that I need to do.
Yeah, that's what it made me think about. Smart house.
But yeah, so I have the sticky note, and what I'll do is I'll take a picture of it so you guys can see. Because you know everybody knows what it is at this point, so it's not like I'm giving away trade secrets or anything.
Yeah.
But this is the actual layout of the Elite Grand Hall, and so I want it so you know when they're passing by, going past intelligence, going to weapons and wardrobe, it's across from Malik's office, going all the way to the end. That's where the analyst is. Then on the opposite side, you have you know the cafeteria that's across from the conference room. I don't know what, I guess those are stairs. Yeah, those are stairs that they never use. And then you have the quarters that are right here.
And that's where everybody's rooms are.
That's where everybody's rooms are. Okay. And again, it's just a simple layout. It's not the entire, like if it was drawn out, this is what it would look like. It's just, for me, location-wise, when you, in conjunction to the hallway. And
I mean, they're going to need that when they start producing it, so they can have an idea.
Right. I mean, that's the whole point, right? That's why I had a little book. So
you did all the work for him.
Did all the work for you. All you got to do is just expand on what I've given you. Yeah. So yeah.
And so weapons and wardrobe is like right beside, which we're going to go into now, the analyst, his place.
Yes,
where
his office.
His office. Okay. And so the analyst, to me, he isn't so confusing, but confusing at the same time, because he reminds me of what's his name off of Marvel, who picked up the hammer. Gosh, I know that's bad. Who picked up the hammer?
Captain America?
No. Captain America.
Vision.
He reminds me of Vision a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah.
Can do whatever. So let's talk about the analyst a little bit. So is he, because I remember asking you, is he like a robot?
So no, he is, but he isn't. He is, but he isn't. Let me see if there's anything first. No, I'm just looking real quick. No, that's good. So yeah, so the analyst, I put a note right here. The analyst is an algorithm, an AI robotic system of clones whose job is to analyze the data, demographics, and specifications of each defender in the company.
Clones with an S.
Clones with an S.
Multiple.
Yes. So there are multiple. He's a system of clones, and all of them share a mind, but they all have an individual personality of sorts. So it's like, so they all share the same pile of data, but they're all individualistic. So it makes them feel human. So it's not like you're talking to so I mean, again, when you look at them, they all look the same, which is why Symone's confused when she sees him and he's all like, hey, how you doing? I've never met you before. Learn so much about you. And she's like, but you've already met me. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And so they all have their own kind of humanistic sides of themselves. And yet they're all pulling from the same data stream. So that if there's something that the orientation analyst or, you know, a different type of analyst has insight on, they can retrieve that data instantly.
And they don't have to ask.
They don't have to ask. They don't have to ask. But it's at the same time, they're not holding on to this information, just like, you know, when she talks about, you know, I know you've seen me. And he's like, yeah, orientations analyst saw you. That information's there. I don't need it. So I haven't seen you. I haven't seen you naked. If I need to,
that was the line. That was the line right there. Yeah. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was the line. It made me laugh. It made me giggle. Where does it start? Now, since you're here, I have access to all pertinent information from orientation. But no, I have not seen you naked. If your nakedness becomes relevant, then I will access that part of your file and see what orientation analysts saw. Good to know.
Good to know. And I wish I would have put a little more emphasis in.
Make me want to shower in a bathing suit.
Right. Good to know. So if I get hurt in battle, and you need to see this part of me and how it's attached to this. So if I get hit in my chesties, are you gonna need to see that?
Good to know. I guess.
Right.
He has a little, and I love that because you do make him seem like he has a little personality of his own. With
because especially when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to knowledge and insight and information, like he's a little kid at Christmas,
and you can tell that.
Yeah, he's a super little kid at Christmas.
Yeah.
To the point where we get in later, chapters, he'll talk a little too much, and he can't help it.
Yeah,
he can't help it because he wants to share.
Yeah.
He's a sharer. To an extent.
And now that you talk about that, so because you're saying he's a sharer, and if y'all haven't listened to the last podcast, we said that this book, all the characters, every single character is like not an extension, but like a part of you. So how is the analyst?
It loves information, loves insight, loves putting a puzzle together. Yes, loves putting a puzzle together. And so you have all this information that you're pooling, and part of the analyst's job is to help you see how you can become better. As a therapist, that is all I do.
Yeah.
But it's not just in therapy. It's been, in pastoring, in ministry, as it, pertains to just living life and growing up and seeing, how, my kids are growing, involving you and how you've evolved in your career and the things that you love and things like that. I'm always wanting to help people see how you can be better at what you do. And so the part of what the analyst's job is to gather information, but it's also to relay said information to you so you can see between last week and this week, you did this.
Yeah.
You evolved in this way. You devolved in this way. And so you'll hear the analyst say over and over again, I need to see you. When are you going to come see me again? He says it to Alexia. Hey, by the way, I need to talk to you about something that happened with you. Later on in the book, Malcolm's going to be like, Anna's been trying to talk to you. Been trying to tell you something. You need to go see him. But so he does kind of remind me of a therapist, because in therapy, I'm not going to tell you to come see me.
Okay, because I was just going to ask, so can the analyst, he can't just like contact you on your Stripe or get a hold of you through the walls? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he can access, he can talk to you in so many different ways, but he's not invasive. He's not like, come see me at once. Like, I have something to say. Because again, all he's doing is he's just gathering information that will be helpful for you to further evolve, further, enhance your skills. So how much you care about your stuff will determine how much you go to the analyst, because the analyst, again, understands, just because I'm happy about the information doesn't mean that you're as happy as I am about the information. And
that's a good point, because you remember that is something you went through as well, as far as, things that you have gathered, things that things that you've witnessed.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you are so excited. And I mean, that goes, and that's the one thing I like about this book too, is that, like I've said before, this book is for everybody. Everybody is not the same, so everybody doesn't feel about the same thing the same way. And so because you're excited about something doesn't mean that somebody else is going to be excited about something, and that is life. That is reality. It's not just you. It's me. It's the girls. It's people who we work with. It's our friends. It's just because you are excited about the information that you have found, it doesn't mean that the next person will be as excited. Right. Right. And that's something I know that you had dealt with and went through. Struggled with that because, part of the issue that I've had with making and keeping friendships, meaningful relationships, even in our marriage has been, why are you not as excited about the thing that I'm excited about? And we've had the conversation. It was like, well, you don't get excited about half the stuff that I'm excited about. So what are you tripping about? I'm like,
dang, you
And
know,
it's
I
because
thought
we're
about that.
different too.
Exactly. We are different people. And so rather than getting frustrated about, you're not as excited as I am about this as I am, instead, I need to be excited for myself about the thing and celebrate the things that you are excited
That's
about.
what I was just about to say. It's not that, you know, the person isn't excited. And sometimes it's just that they don't express that excitement.
They either don't express the excitement the way that you would express excitement, or they're not as interested in the thing that you're interested in, but they're interested in you being interested in the thing.
There it goes.
And so again, it's not so much that you have to care about it as much as I do.
Yeah.
It's the fact that, you are willing to allow me the space to shine, and while I take the back seat, and vice versa. Like, if you're excited about something, because I'll tell you this all the time, I could not be a teacher. I couldn't do it. I'd be done lost my job because this kid got one more time, and I'm gonna do some stuff that I'm not gonna say on the camera.
You're so crazy.
And you, vice versa, could not do therapy. I think you could, but you couldn't do therapy because of the things that you might say. I'm saying, right. And so when we have conversations about our jobs, I'm not looking to you to be excited about the latest thing that I did therapeutically and be all hype about it like I am, no more than you would expect me to be excited about something that you did teaching a kid. And yet we can still celebrate each other's wins because you are excited about the thing you did for the kid, much like I'm excited about the thing I did or didn't do in therapy.
Yeah.
And so rather than, we're not into the same things. No, I'm excited to see you shine.
Yes, there it is.
It's like when we made the candle this weekend, I said there's room for everybody to shine.
Yeah.
Because that's true.
Yeah.
We don't have to like the same things in order to shine. And so rather than trying to, I wish we had more things in common, no, how can we celebrate our wins?
Exactly.
Because I know we both have food in common.
Okay.
So over a plate of food, let's go celebrate our wins.
Let's talk.
Right.
Let's talk. I like how in the book, when they're talking about the analysts, they like go down memory lane. And so then everybody starts to talk about, their experience with the analyst. And I like that you talked about is Daisy, right? Daisy's the fast one.
The closed situation.
Is it the closed situation, or is the situation because she was moving so fast, her metabolism was moving so fast
that's
to
later
where
on in the book.
Her and that's right here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let me see.
On page 44, you heard about that. Daisy recalled her first day in Elite and how she and the analyst went back and forth for cycles.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, trying to get you out of Double W, checking out the weapons, your disposal, and then they tried to fight me. To get out of the that was Carl talking about the cafeteria. Well, see, yeah, it goes into everybody talking about their experience. And so Carl was the one because it fits their powers.
Because I'm in the paperback version.
Oh. It's the 1, 2, 3 pages after.
Let me see. Okay, I got it.
And what they talk about fits their power. Like Carl talks about needing so many nutrients that they had to literally throw him out of the cafeteria.
Right.
And then so that is later. And I thought it talked about
her metabolism issue is talked about later on in the book.
Oh, okay. I thought it was right there. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, I love that. They just went down memory lane talking about their experiences with, what they went through in the company. So I guess Daisy was the one who couldn't stay out of Double W.
Yeah, no, of course not. Of course not, because she a know-it-all. They want to know everything. Of course, they said they're going back and forth. And again, and it goes back to what you just said. Analyst being an information guru is loving to talk about whatever he's got going on. So of course he went back and forth with Daisy for 5 hours because all he is a bucket of information, dying to share it with somebody. Here comes somebody who know it all. They gelling.
Okay,
that's what we're talking about. So again,
I thought that was cute, and I think that's why this will make a wonderful show or movie because you put all those little moments in there that we kind of need to see. You know, the fact that she is starting to bond with the team and that they do feel comfortable around her. Like, they are not showing any type of, like, jealousy or I don't want you to be here or this is some dumb crap that they're doing and it's wrong. No, they're just real cool, down to earth people. Even though they are powered, they are still people.
Right.
And it shows that.
And that's one of the things that I think distinguishes my book from other books that I've read. And I don't know if it's just because YA is so caught up into those kind of like power dynamics. Because a lot of the YA books that I've read over the past year and some change alone, they've all been doing pretty much the same thing. Like, it's, you got the person who's jealous and wants to beat somebody down. You got the person who wants to be the friend to everyone. But it's the same kind of deal. Like, we're growing up and I'm trying to one up you because in like the book like Legendborn or Fourth Wing, and what's it called? I can't. Mark J. Gregson writes it. I can't remember if off the top of my head right now. But all three of those books do the same thing. It's we're in a challenge. We're in a game, and so you got the person who I'm gonna be the top dog, and whoever's in here who's the weakest link, I'm gonna bully them out of here, so that way it's one less person you deal with. And all of them, all of them are 16, 17 years old. I made my people grown. So a lot of that jealousy, envy type stuff, trying to one up people, ain't nobody got time for that. We are working a job. We're getting paid. We're getting our bills paid. These are grown folk. This isn't a coming of age story at all.
Except for Daisy. I feel like Daisy's,
except for Daisy.
And you're gonna see that because that's real. No matter how grown you get,
right, you're still gonna have those little moments of things, those little childishness, exactly. Because we see that even with Malcolm and all the stuff he got going on. He grown man can't talk to people, and so everybody's got their childish ways. Yes,
grown woman,
still acting like a child. Yeah, for real. But that childishness isn't out of control. Yeah. The way that it is in some of these other books that I've read, where where their childishness is played up. Instead, they've gone through some things. They've got some of their issues worked out, and they're kind of settled in their ways. And you'll see this later on in the book, which is something that that has become more of a focus for me in the later books as well. It shows up in their powers. Because like I said before, in a lot of the books I'm frustrated with, they don't know how to control their powers. And so the same way that they're immature in themselves, they're immature in their power sets. And so they're not able to do everything that they want to do with their powers. They're just learning how to use their powers. They're not able to use their powers because people are stupid and don't want them to use their powers, even though I think they ought to use their powers and go ham on people. But you all like, no, they shouldn't use their powers. And you know why.
You need to know how to do it.
Why.
You need to learn, which is why in the book they have a training room specified for them,
and
just
let them do what they need to do.
Book, they couldn't.
In the book, whatever.
We're gonna talk about that book because that's not what this podcast is for.
One.
They couldn't.
And that's the point. That's the reason why I made one in mine, because I was tired of them and theirs.
There you go.
And it's like all these doggone powers, we ain't trying to use them. So that's the reason why I made them grown, though, because I wanted them to be able to control their powers, because I did not, I did not want their powers to be center stage.
Even if, because we're going to learn, their powers are not even to their full potential.
Facts.
And so the fact that their powers are not to their full potential, just like in other books, because they are more comfortable in themselves and with their powers, they are able to control whatever newness may come out of it.
Facts. Yeah. Exactly. And so once again, that was the difference for me in that when we get to those battle sequences, I didn't want anybody going out of control per se. I wanted the battles to be colossal, and I didn't want anybody doubting themselves to the extent that I've seen other books when they're just learning their powers,
I was just about to misfire stuff. But I'm going too fast.
Right.
Say that part.
That's what I'm saying. Right. And so again, when those little mishaps happen, they're more anomalies than the norm. It's like, oh shoot, I missed this, or oh shoot, so again we see
that in chapter.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so again, we see little hints of it, but they're not so pronounced that it takes away from the story or the battles themselves. I wanted the battles to be legendary.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, I wanted my characters to have control of themselves. I'm getting off topic though. Let's going back to the layout. If we notice that in going and so they go into the quarters and they go past the hollow screen into the living areas, the residences. It says Symone walked past the left side and noted 9 doors, each leading to an elite's chosen residence. And so the team technically will not be complete until it reaches 9 people.
Y'all catch that? When I tell you there are just little small nuggets in this book that you have to pay attention
to that.
You notice that there are only, with Symone, 7? With Symone, there's 7, right?
7. That's 7.
But they're 9 rooms.
They're 9 rooms.
So that's something you need to pay attention to. This is a saga.
Right. Right. And so that number 9 is significant. As you guys, a lot of you have asked me, and that's actually one of the questions I think. Well, it's not one of the questions here, but it's one of the questions that y'all have asked me. This I'm running list, by the way. I need to put it somewhere so we can have it together. Okay. But one of the questions that have asked me is this a saga, and how many books do you see it becoming? This series is a trilogy of trilogies. A trilogy of trilogies. And so when it's all said and done, there will be 9 books. There'll be 9 books, and there's also going to be 9 principal teammates that make up the elite team and the elite unit. And so we get to watch that progression as we're moving forward. I got the idea from the Enneagram. The Enneagram is a 9-point system in which all of them are interconnected together in different multiples of ways. And in it, the Enneagram is a therapeutic tactic that I utilize a lot in therapy to help people understand themselves. It's not something that I use like, you are this and that's who you are. But it does give a lot of insight into the trauma of people and why they are prone to acting a certain way. The Enneagram does this thing where it shows you, because you're strong in this area, you're kind of weak in this area. And so in order to become a more balanced person, these are the things that you may want to consider working on. It helped me a lot in my therapeutic journey. It's helped a lot of people in their therapeutic journey as well. And it also helped me inform myself on what my characters ought to be dealing with. And what to expect out of them based upon their characteristics. And so a lot of the elements and what we see in the characters is based off the Enneagram. When I was first doing research on how to write your characters and how to flesh them out, they said something, and all my writers, I hope you're paying attention to this. They said, go and do multiple personality tests as if you are your character. And whatever your character's, tendencies are, the personality test, whichever one you use, and there's billions of them out there, will kind of give you a roadmap into what should you expect your character to do when they're stressed, when they're hype, when they're at their best, when they're at their worst. What should they be working on? All those sort of things. And so with that, that's how the characters kind of became fleshed out. And so to that end, so again, that's something that can help you guys as well as you're writing out your characters and figuring out your characters, what you're kind of expecting their personalities to be. Using different types of personality tests will help you to be able to kind of flesh that out a little bit more.
I like that. I wouldn't have thought about that.
Yeah, I didn't get that from me. Let me tell y'all right now, that's not from me.
Yeah,
I
like
got that from a TikTok when I was doing my early research on how to kind of flesh out your characters more. They said, yeah, run your characters through a personality test. If you were Symone, what would
Yeah.
your personality be? If you were Malaysia, what would your personality be? If you
Selfish.
were
Symone, not
yeah,
Malaysia.
yeah, yeah. And you're dead on. Exactly. And I got that from a personality test. I was like, oh, okay, that's why she act like that. Okay. Now I know what she need to be working on. That's why book 2 is so bomb, because this is what she need to work on. And
Look,
this is
I'm
why,
telling
blah,
you,
blah,
I
blah.
want to see your list. Like, what is, before we move on, like, don't want to miss anything.
Oh, the list of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to?
Oh, no. These are all just random questions.
Oh, okay.
These are random questions that people have been asking me. So we can go through this later and then decide if we want to answer a question like as a fun fact or something like that. Yeah, this is a random list. This isn't based on the book or the chapter.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a random list.
Okay. Well, going on. So we got the layout of the book. You want to say anything else about the layout, the analysts, and
not the layout, but I did want to say, just going kind of piggybacking off of what you said, the fact that the sentiment that you brought up, that they're down to earth, they're regular people, da 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 da. Symone actually says that. She says they're also normal.
Yeah.
They're grounded. They're typical.
Oh, I see it. I can't believe it. She's thinking this. Symone smile. They're also normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That she actually brings that up. That the expect it's kind of not Symone's thought. It's ours.
Yeah.
Like
they're normal.
They're normal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I want. I want the readers to feel that. Like these aren't people who are the typical what you see in the books that you probably read about power people and teams and things like that. No, this is again going back off of what we talked about. SWAT, NCIS, SVU. You don't see a lot of competition among people in a sense of people getting into fights and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you might see that, say, in the beginning of a show, but my show is grounded in a place where it's like this team has been around for a while.
Yeah.
And so we're not doing all this kind of beefing that you would normally see just because a new person's come on. No, it's like, okay, new person in, cool. That we got 7 folk now. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The more the better.
The more the better.
And
exactly.
So you start to what?
And in the room of the 9 rooms kind of alludes to that, because they're like, oh, okay, cool, we're up to 7 now.
Need to, okay.
Okay, cool. So 2 more.
The only one that don't like it is Malcolm.
The only one that don't like it is Malcolm. And the only reason why he don't like it. He know it.
I mean, look at the room.
The only reason why he don't like it though is because he can't stand new people.
But you see why though? It's because he has to be the one to train them, mentor them. I feel like he may be getting kind of tired of that, but I mean, it's something that he shouldn't be getting tired of, because if he wants to be if he wants to be higher than what he is, that's something he's going to have to deal with.
Have to deal with. If the company says the next person up, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah,
and he's going to be, oh my gosh, and he's going to be dealing with a lot more, because doesn't Director Malik deal with all of the teams?
All the supers, all the regulars, the trainees, all that stuff. Yeah. So get together.
So we get to learn a little bit more about Symone and the fact that she came from being a prize fighter. She doesn't give her full origin. I mean, she doesn't get give her full story until a little bit later. But she was a prize fighter. That's how she got up into the whole being on. Well, she wasn't on a team. Before she got on the elite.
Correct.
She was still prize fighting. But it was through the same company.
What do you mean?
No, because when she came in, when we see Starburst, that chapter, she's going to figure out what she's doing for that day.
She's doing orientation. She's done with orientation.
So she was done being a prize fighter, and now she was doing because she was coming in to be on a team. Did not know it was going to be elite. So we learned a little bit more about her, and I love that. I like her origin story. I like where she comes from. It's just that I wish that she was just taught a little. I don't know. I can't say that because then if she wasn't taught the way she was taught, she probably wouldn't be as self-confident as she is, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a catch-22 because it's like she's so selfish, but then she's so independent to where, you know, we're going to see later, you know, just F it all. You know, if I'm going to lose it, I'm going to lose it, but I'm about to do this. And so we see that in Symone. She is a selfish son of a gun. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
She's a hypocrite.
She is. Yes. It is.
Anyway.
It is. No, but again, you know, when we get further
You
into
learn
her
to like
origin
her.
story, yeah, it's not even a learning to
You
like
grow.
her. True. But it's not even that. It's that, you know, everybody has something that frustrates the crap out of you. That's going to frustrate the crap out of us as readers. Because again, when we get later on into the saga, talking about books 2 and 3 and stuff, everybody has something that's like, dude, what are you doing?
Oh yes. And
what are you doing? Yes. What are you doing? Why are you like this? Like everybody. I mean,
Malcolm is already one who is very frustrating because he doesn't speak the freak
up. It's like, bro, talk, communicate. And I'm talking to myself. Bro, speak up, communicate.
But you know what? Even getting into later chapters, I don't know if I can say that about Malaysia or Carl.
That's why I said later books is where you start to kind of where you'll see some of those things. Because again, everybody has something that has the potential to frustrate someone, just like the same things that frustrate you about Symone, people are celebrating about her. I'm sorry, for real.
That was an eye roll.
For real. I'm for real. The same things that frustrate you are some of the same things that are like, yeah, give me more. And the same thing with Daisy. You know, Daisy, when we get into especially in book 2, some of the things that people would rail against her, like rake her against the coals, you got some people, and you know who they are, who would be like, yeah, Daisy, woo, yeah. So again, everybody has something, and that's my point for the book.
Because of the fact that they're all
different, and everybody. And I want people to have a visceral reaction to whoever. That's just like with me in like the book Legendborn. Like, you know, there are some people in that book I can't stand.
But I'm like, some other Eddie, it's like it has to be this way. He just doesn't understand. It has to be this way because if it's not, then it's just gonna be worse than what it already is.
And I don't care if she right. I'm still mad. The same way it is with Blood Trials and Blood Gift. I can't stand the main character in that book. I can't stand her. She get on my nerves. And that's why I think the person who wrote her. That's what I'm saying. And that's my point.
I love it.
That's my point. I wrote that in my review. I hit this woman with a rage. Best descriptions ever, because I despised her from start to finish. There was not a moment in that book on that series that I liked that character.
And that's how Symone make me feel. That's how Symone make me feel, y'all.
Yep.
She makes me feel like I just want to just punch her in the throat for a minute, and then tell her about herself, and then walk away. But
and part of that starts when you talk about when they talk about the mentorship and
going on when Malcolm comes in.
Yeah.
When Malcolm comes in. Okay. Yep. I was just going to get on that because here comes Malcolm.
Go ahead.
Malcolm's coming. I think they're in the cafeteria, right?
They're in the quarters.
They're in the quarters. Okay. Malcolm's coming in because he's done talked to Malik.
Malik gave him the right act.
Okay.
F you and your mama.
I love you.
I'll kick your
I will kick your
ass.
My favorite, one of my favorite lines of the book. But he comes in, he comes in calm, cool, collect. I know he's still mad as fire.
Human.
Because it's two things. It's Duncan and it's Symone.
Yep.
Duncan's staying. He's okay.
Yep.
And Symone done got herself a mentor.
Yep.
Yours truly.
Right.
And so everybody starts jonesing on Malcolm because it's like Symone is like, yes, I get to be mentored by one of the best. And then they're like, yeah. Okay. The best mentor, ever.
Yay!
And so they start to talk about all that. And so they basically warn her you know, it's not going to be the type of mentorship that you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see this a little bit later, which I love. You know, I think Malaysia is the one to tell her. He's basically going to expect you to kind of, you know,
Alexia's going to tell her.
Alexia's going to tell her. He's basically the one that's going to kind of expect you to get this on your own and to learn. Like, I mean, he'll give you, you know, little tidbits here and there. But you're really going to have to kind of learn this on the fly as you go.
She says it right here. Alexia grimaced. Well, the thing about Malcolm is that he kind of expects you to figure it out on your own.
There you go.
He doesn't really offer the mentoring you would expect from a mentor. You're going to figure yourself out very well, and you'll find your place on the team. Eventually, he'll come around to being a great leader to you. You might even call him a friend or a big brother like we do. Just don't set your expectations too high, because that is one wall you will struggle to break through, climb over, or go around. Even my telepathy can't penetrate Fort Bennett. Believe me, I've tried. And this way you can't stay.
Is that where, because Malaysia says it too.
Malaysia
just know
backed
that,
up.
Well, Malcolm is not going to mentor you like you think he is. Accept your fate, because the director is not going to change her mind. You said it, not us. Daisy replied, Malcolm, are we lying? And so they try to get his input on it. And what does this do?
He sat back.
And he smirks. Shrugs his shoulder, silently enjoying the team's recollections and the breaking points he pushed them to. He leaned back in his seat. And you're all better for it, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean we enjoyed how we got here, though. Basically what Malaysia says. And so Symone's thinking to herself, and this is why Symone is the way she is. You know, she feels like she's in an interesting position. And what are her thoughts? I bet I can break him long before he breaks me.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh. Can you be any more?
Let's go.
Lord. I'm like, okay. That, and you know what? You too. Yep. Y'all meant to be together. Because Malcolm is the same darn way. I can break him long before he breaks me. But you know what? If someone is telling me that about this person, I'm going to be like, shh. Really? Nobody's scared of that? But I'm not going to be selfish about it, though. I'm not going to be like, bet I could do this. No, I'm just going to mind my business. Hey, look, you mentor me today or what? Like, it's not going to... It's not going to be like I bet I can break you. No, what we doing today? I'm not scared of you.
Right.
What are we doing?
Right.
So, I feel like she went overboard with it. That's all. That's it. She just went overboard. Okay to have that confidence. Okay to have that confidence.
It's funny. She don't like this woman, but she act like her a whole lot.
No, I don't.
That's why she don't like her.
No, I don't.
She is her.
I don't. I don't act like her.
She the worst version of you. You want her to be at her best. I need you to listen. You try to do this slow. I need you to come up here.
I need you to grow up a little bit.
Grow up.
And you know, I'm gonna see it. I love reading the end of this book.
You are.
One part in this book, and I am going to harp on it.
We're gonna spend 3 hours on that podcast.
Heck yeah. We're gonna marvel in the fact that Symone gonna get her ass handed to her.
Right.
All right. So basically, you know, they're going through all that, and Malcolm, I believe, he is just kind of loving. He is loving all of the stories.
Yeah.
And
that's me. That's me. I love that. Yeah.
He's loving the fact that
what I did.
Yeah. He's a punk.
What I did.
Yeah.
And y'all better for it, right?
He's a punk.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He is.
That's what I thought.
He's a punk.
Yeah.
So, what are they about to do now?
They're finna go and meet with
Stephanie. Shout out to
Sean Keith and Black Man Reed.
Stephanie.
He can't stand Stephanie. He can't stand Stephanie.
By the time this come out,
they're probably gonna be done with the book.
They're gonna be done with the book.
But boy, shout out to Sean Keith and Black Man Reed. Y'all are giving us so many laughs.
Yes.
You can't stand Stephanie, boy.
No.
You can't stand no Stephanie. But yeah, they're going to meet Stephanie and Dax in intelligence.
Love Stephanie and Dax.
Stephanie
again,
and Dax are the backbone. Yeah, no, we talked about it. Malcolm's finna talk about them actually in this moment. He says, Because Stephanie turned around and Symone realized that it was the same Stephanie she had met earlier. Oh, you're here. Great. Hi, Symone. Welcome to Intelligence. Stephanie said. So you work here? Symone said to Stephanie. Works? No, she runs this place. A young, thin, bald, brown-skinned man sitting next to where Stephanie stood gently corrected her. This lovely gentleman is Dax, my right-hand man and the best intelligence analyst I could ever ask for. Yes, I oversee the intelligence division of the elite unit. Everything involving your missions runs through here. We provide tactical support and information to aid your success in defense of the city. Malcolm said, right. Stephanie, Dax, and this crew are the best in the business. We wouldn't be the elite without them backing us up.
And why is that? Because just like the freaking eagle, Malaysia, they are their eyes, their ears, their back, their front, their sides, their top, their bottom, their ends, their out. They are all of it. So if they need help in the field, hey, Stephanie, can you do this? Dax, what do you see? How can I break this? I'm working on it. I'm doing it.
I'm working on it now. I see what you see.
They couldn't do it without them.
Yes. And like going back to what we said in the previous podcast, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is what really hammered that home for me. Because with all these superheroes doing all their things in the Marvel movies, you got a whole TV show of the underlings who are doing the dirty work so that they have the information and insight they need to go take down the big bosses. That's the same thing that happens here. Intelligence is a whole division unto itself that's running just mountains of data trying to figure out what's the best approach to do whatever needs to be done, because we got to remember they're defending the city. Yeah. So they're not out here just doing things all willy-nilly. So they're trying to figure out the best approaches to do things and causing the least amount of damage possible to get things done. So it's just like, again, cops. I just got done watching an episode of The Rookie. And in the episode,
left us on that, y'all.
Listen, y'all take too long. That's not the point. I was watching an episode of The Rookie, and in The Rookie, oh man, I can't remember this dude's name. It's the one who was training Lucy. He says in one of the episodes, as a cop, our job is not to see to see bad guys as the enemy. We see them as citizens who we need to subdue. That's very different than being in combat on a battlefield, because you see enemy there. But here, we're trained to see them as civilians who have done a wrong thing, and our job is to subdue, not to unalive or kill. And so in that's the same thing it is with defense. We're not out here, that's why Malcolm got so mad with Duncan. We did not have an order
to kill.
So you can't just be out here murking folk like that. That's why they don't want us to have powers now, as it is, because they scared that we're going to go ham on people and just all willy-nilly, ain't nobody going to be able to stop us. So we have those things in place so that way we don't do stuff like that unless we are ordered to, so that if we do end up murking somebody, we can say we had an order. So you can't prosecute us and stuff like that. And so Stephanie and Dax are very instrumental in that. Like they're the ones who got to go to the courts and be like, hey, do we have an order to do this? Go to the police. Do we have the order to do this? Go to the through Malik. Do we have an order to do this, that, and the third? So that way they say, okay, here's your assignment. Yeah. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and then come home. And so, like we said, even with the first episode, with chapter 1, if we get the batteries, we've completed the mission. So even if we don't catch them all, the goal is to get the batteries. Yeah. If we got to bring the batteries with us, it's better to bring the batteries than to murk anybody. We do not have a kill order, and that's why Malcolm was so upset with him, because they didn't have the order to do what they did, and they had already completed the mission by Blitz getting the batteries and bringing them onto the ship. So all they had to do was go home. And so again, that's what Stephanie and Dax are there for. They're the ones who are securing all of that. So that way, all you got to do is just follow these instructions. We've done all the dirty work for you. So that way, all you do is go in and do the thing that they're hiring you to do. Because again, UPD can't do it. The military can't do it. They're calling on you to get this done. And so get it done and get out. That's why you'll see in the later chapter in later books, when there's other things that are going on, like like securing the civilians or, getting the medical attention, you'll see they already got that. UMC's got that. The medical department's got that. Fire department's got that. Do what you're assigned to do and get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I got it. So the reason that they're in meeting with Stephanie, because we finally get to meet the bad guy.
The big bad.
Of the book. Well, not necessarily meet the bad guy of the book, but we're meeting the bad person. Let me say that. We're meeting the bad person. We're getting to know a little bit about the bad guy of this book, which is the collector.
Yep.
And she is a bad son of a gun. I'm going to tell you that. She is one that also gets on my nerves.
Yes.
So talk about the collector, because I did have a couple of questions about, what they are talking about as far as her story of doing things and what she's doing, because the reason they're here is because they find out a little story. They find out that a singer named Madame Rayla, right, was murdered in an alley, and nobody knew that she was powered. And the power that she had was her voice. And so the reason they are meeting with Dax and Stephanie is because they have now seen that power she had has now been resurfaced. And it's the same power. It's her, literally her same power. And so basically, you would think that, ooh, she's not dead, she's alive. But no, she's dead.
Yeah.
It's just her power. And so they're trying to figure out how this happened, and so that's where the collector comes into play. You want to talk about the collector? Because I had a question about that.
So the collector's power is taking powers, and the collector has made a business unto herself to be able to take these same powers and transfer them from one person to another.
Not herself, because she can't
carry them. She can't use them.
That is just her power. Her power is to just take powers, not use them or anything like that. She can't use them.
She cannot
use their powers.
All she can do is take them. She can take them and give them.
Yeah.
Take them and
it's almost like her power. It's almost like her power. It stops. What is that called? Where it's almost like a magnet. North south. North can't connect to north. It's almost like her power repels
That's a good
other powers. And so the fact that she has the power to take powers, she can't use powers, if that makes any kind of sense.
It's almost as if her power capacity is full in
terms
of
and she can't,
the output, and so she can't use anything else beyond that. And we're gonna see that show up in a big way later on in book 2. We're gonna see it in book 2. But again, the collector can't use them. And so what good is it for me? I can't use them. And so she's made a living from transferring powers from one person to another, and in doing so, she has made herself very well known in the underground. And sells powers to the highest bidders. And so as she has made herself more powerful over the course of time, she has put herself in position to be able to take more powerful powers. It's so much so that she's now escalating. Escalating in terms of yes.
Sorry.
That's why. That's why I played the border. So right. So and so to that end, don't get me distracted.
I'm sorry.
You good? But and so she's escalating. She's escalating because she's becoming more bold.
Yeah. That was my question. My question. But you keep talking about it. No, we're just going to keep talking about her regardless.
Yeah. I mean, that's
so my question was, it's because she's become so bold. So my question was, why the killings? Because we're going to find out later how crafty and how clever she is and does everything for a reason. So I had this little thought as to why the killings. The reason, because I remember you saying she doesn't kill unless she has to. She has a reason for everything she does.
Correct.
So why kill and now have it brought out now? And like, if you've read the whole book, you'll see you'll read about what
kind of
her her agenda is a little bit. And so I was thinking to myself, okay, she killed Madame Rayla, so why is she now resurfacing her power? I'm wondering, is it because the battle that they had in the beginning, she kind of sees, because I'm thinking that battle they had in the beginning where Duncan kind of effed everything up, was that her? Like those people still in those things, were they kind of working for her? And so when the elite came, she's seen, because you guys are going to kind of see her agenda. She's seen the elite and seen the powers and seen, okay, is this my person? Okay, it's time. So now I need to resurface this so that it catches their attention so that they start looking at me more. I think she wants to be seen right now. Go ahead, because you look like a kid at Christmas. I'm on the right track, y'all.
Happening. That's exactly what's happening. That's why when you get further and deeper into the saga, her movements will be confusing as crap.
Yeah, man.
Because it's like, dude, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
But you'll constantly hear this word come up.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Destiny.
You are destined.
Destiny.
Didn't that show up in the beginning with his, when he woke up in his dream? You are destined for
Destiny.
this.
Destiny. You're going to keep hearing that over and over and over again. Everything is happening according to a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, this is why I told y'all, if you ain't read the book or you ain't read parts of the book, you might want to not listen to this.
Yeah.
Because when you hear the bad guy say, let's go back to chapter 1.
They don't say she.
Yeah, they did. The bad guy said she.
Oh, they did?
Uh-huh.
Oh, but they don't know.
They don't know who she is. Yeah, they just know somebody talking to somebody on the phone.
And the elite doesn't know who a she is.
No.
They don't know that the she could possibly
they don't know.
The collector.
It says right here, Enchantra said, I knew something was off about him talking about Jorge or George, however you want to say his name. I'm trying to lift him off the ground. I knew something was off about him. I couldn't move him no matter how hard I tried. He's got a body density that's solid as a moon. Yeah, good luck taking me in. That's Jorge talking. You guys aren't going anywhere. My crew is about 60 seconds away and you're done for. She's not going to let you live through this.
She? Who's she? Casey yelled.
Right.
Got you. Casey, we got to move now and see. Oh my gosh, here we go again. We're stopping the conversation.
Stopping the conversation because there's something coming, so we can't deal with this like we want to.
Oh my gosh.
And so again, but then even after that, they captured them all and none of them could give up who she was. Because again, everything's happening according to the plan.
How she wants it to be.
Right. And so they don't even know that she's involved.
Yeah.
No one knows that she's involved in that. So you're absolutely right. That's why the killings. Because the killings are all the same pattern. Mm-hmm. Before these people were killed, their powers were taken from them. So why are you killing folk? You don't need to kill people in order to get their powers.
But she needed that statement. She needed that killing for them to take her one seriously and for them to be on her radar the way she wants to be on their radar. Mm-hmm. She needs them wanting to come after her.
Yes.
So that she can get what she wants.
She wants. She's on an agenda. She's on a warpath. And so, again, that's why at this point, okay, so send this information. Now we need some help. And now we realize this is who we've been looking for the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. And so, again, that's her agenda. I need y'all to see me because I need you to do something. Mm-hmm. And once we get later into the book, Malcolm's going to make that exact statement. Well, I feel like we're being directed.
Yeah. Yeah. Without even being told.
Yeah. I feel like we're being moved like chess pieces on a board. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's playing chess and we're playing checkers. Yeah. Like, it's going to be on repeat. And even I'm 3 steps ahead of y'all. Yeah. Like, sorry. I know y'all think y'all know what y'all doing, but I'm 3 steps ahead of y'all. And really, she 20.
Okay.
She 20. She 20 steps ahead of y'all. Like,
now they need to start thinking
like right. But again, this is just the introduction because again, it's just like, now everybody's incensed and upset. can't stand this person. Oh, we're gonna get her.
Oh, they're ready.
Oh yeah,
and they start to talk about it
this
too.
This is a statement. She's making a statement. You coming out to defend us now? Because again, that's where that escalation was taking place. It's like, okay, I need to get their attention, so I need to be after powers and after defenders.
And not just any power, but it's like, and it's not that Madame Rayla's power is a defensive power, but it was an important one that everyone knew. Everyone loved Madame Rayla, and they loved her voice.
Yes.
So that's why she did it, because she was so well known. I mean, if she would have just took a power that it just could have been like, really, this is just a random mugging.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But it was a random mugging of an important person. If I may say, I got that idea. God rest her soul, Christina Grimmie.
Is that the one who sung?
Your song, The Chandelier?
No, okay, I'm thinking about the other girl.
Who?
The one who won. The one who won that show, or did she?
She didn't win. No, we're thinking of the same person. She
Okay.
didn't win the show, but it's like she was in there like top two. She was at a sign. She was at a concert. She had a kind of a private public concert. Came outside and the dude was obsessed with her, and
that's the one that's on Fireball. That's the call.
Yeah, Firework. Yeah,
Firework. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Miss her. She had. Oh my gosh.
Such
her
an
voice
amazing
voice. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so upset.
I mean, I'm God rest her soul too. I would listen to her
all day
before Leah too.
All day.
Her voice,
all day.
And it kind of remind me. I don't know. I have to go listen to her again, but like Tamar, like the way her
Tamar,
voice,
a Tori Kelly,
Tori Kelly,
yeah,
like that, like a
yes,
man,
absolutely. Like I just
that's the one that my boy took her in.
Yeah. What's his name from Maroon 5?
Him,
Adam Levine.
Yeah,
that was kind of his person. And after the show ended, she lost. He basically took her up under him anyway. So she really didn't lose. She didn't lose in that moment because like she knocked that show out. She should have won.
Amazing.
She should have won, but at the end of the day. But that's where I got the idea from of her being, Madame Rayla was in the alley and that sort of thing, because that's kind of what happened. And it was so tragic.
So random, yeah.
So random and so tragic.
Yeah.
But after so in the midst of that, Malcolm and Symone have this moment where they're talking about music and where they're talking about Madame Rayla, and in that's a nod to me and how music connects me. A lot of the people in the relationships and the friendships that I have with people, a lot of that bonds from music. Like you and me, we sing songs all the time. Marie ain't nothing but a doggone songbird, and so a lot of the
Allie started getting her.
Finally got her chops in. Yeah, exactly. And so that was a nod to some of the music music connections that I have with people over the course of several years of just loving random eclectic types of songs and music and things, and that just being kind of a bridge to connect people with. And so that was kind of a nod there. Just wanted to bring that up there.
Yeah.
Because that becomes a thread that connects the two of them, and is the way that the wall starts to come down. Like, mute.
Yeah.
What you know about this song?
Like I said, y'all, this book is nothing but Eddie in it. But the crazy thing about it is reality. It's life.
Yeah.
Like, there is music that connects people. There are people out there where music is their connection, And I mean, it doesn't have to just be music.
I was
but it can be any kind of connection you have.
It's a bridge builder.
Yes.
It's a bridge builder. Because again, Malcolm's got this whole wall up. And who knew, of all the random things in all the world, it's this random person who died. And the songs that she sung, what do you know? Don't nobody know about that. And so now it dials up, his senses dial up kind of uncontrollably a little bit. Now he's connected to that signature again of Symone's power. And she's like, well, all gonna be hard to come down, huh?
Okay. That's what she said then. That's what she said then. Did Malcolm just mess with? Oh, and she says that because they're about to get ready to go on another mission.
Yeah, right.
When they got their stripes, they're about to get ready to go on another mission. And she thought that she wasn't going to be going. But before we say this, I want to say what the 3 objectives are, because when we get into chapter 5, the 3 objectives: evacuate everyone out of the building, preserve the building in the drive, eliminate the suspects by any means necessary.
Correct.
So when we get into this next episode, we gonna be mad at Duncan, but don't be mad at him too much.
Right.
But anyway, Symone was like, "Hey Malcolm, so what do I do?" And then Malcolm was like, "Oh, you can stay here and monitor from intelligence." This punk, and she just, okay,
right.
So disappointed,
Right.
so disappointed. And then it's like, Alexia, Alexia says that, look at your stripe. And she's like, oh, I get to go. And she's just like a little kid at Christmas. And so at the end of this, the very last line, did Malcolm just mess with me? Hard to break down that wall, huh?
Right. Right.
The very last quote of the book.
And that's again just a nod to the fact that as much as me personally try to have these walls up at the same time, it's like these walls come down so easy. Don't give me a bag of Skittles. Over with. It's done. And so a lot of times, in my building of friendships and relationships, there would be this it would be a pendulum that swings so violently. I go from, I don't want anybody around, where are my people? And going back and forth. And that's something my therapist has talked to me about, and I dealt with, and I deal with people who deal with that now. I'm like, dude, y'all swing the pendulum so freaking far, over things that, in the grand scheme of things, like, it is not that deep. Like, you take yourself way too seriously. You take your friendships way too seriously. You take issues that happen between y'all way too seriously, so that you're like, I don't want any more friendships. And now you're over here alone. Where are all my friends at? And you swing it all the way to the other side. That's why you can't hold on to friendships, because you're swinging it too far, too hard, too fast. And so in that little interaction, what you see is, Malcolm, trying not to let his guard down too much, but just as simple as, what you know about Madame Ryla? Yeah. Shatter.
Okay.
Shatter. Like, okay. Oh, hard to break that wall.
Now I'm interested.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, what's that power you got? Because it's bothering me a little bit.
Okay, I'm sensing it. I'm feeling it.
What is this?
Yeah, man. You got anything else? That is episode 4. The Collector.
So here's the thing that I don't know if I was necessarily thinking about this, but something just I read and recognized as I know the characters and things. I wrote, Malcolm is not a hard ass, just a tough teacher. Symone thinks she's breaking his wall down, but the wall isn't as tough to bring down as she thinks. So it's not about bringing the wall down as it is about being blindsided by the wall going up out of nowhere.
The wall for Symone going up out of nowhere? The wall
for Malcolm going up out of nowhere.
Coming down or going up?
Going up. So it's easy to bring the wall down. So when it comes down and you're in, you're going to be blindsided when it all of a sudden goes back up out of the blue.
And we'll see that later. Because it is going to go back up.
Yeah.
We'll see that later.
And it goes back up a lot.
We're going to see that later after, what happens with Duncan. It is going to go back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that again, you and I have gone through that a lot. Where, the simplest thing can make me upset, and all of a sudden, I heard
No.
in your
No, I'm just agreeing with you.
I know you are. I ain't like that. Wall up.
You better shatter it.
I don't like that.
Glass break.
Make me sick. It is a glass wall, by the way. It is so made out of glass. You gotta throw a little rock at it. It's like little candy glass. But that's a lot of, again, because I've told you this before, that a lot of the interactions that you see in the book are a lot of the interactions between you and me, who I get a lot of the material from. And so a lot of that wall going up all of a sudden and, not wanting to let anybody in, that's a lot of conversation that you and I have had, especially over the past, like maybe like two or some years ago about, getting so easily upset, the face that I make and all that type of stuff. That's a lot of what happens with him is the simplest thing that's bothering him. He don't want to be bothered by nothing. Yeah. He don't want to be bothered by nobody, and won't tell nobody that the wall's up. So now you come and bug him Why are you bothering me?
Yeah.
And so again, you know, a lot of that stemmed from, you know, the issues that I had, and being able to come to a place where I can talk, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Say something,
And you're going to
Malcolm.
see that a little bit later too. It's kind of a little bit easier for him to talk to Malaysia.
Yeah. Malaysia's is like his little big sister, big sister type deal. I think, and this kind of goes back to what she was saying before. Like, we've all survived you.
Mm-hmm.
So Malaysia, of all of them, even though all of them, maybe not Ammo as Duncan as much, but all of them have been around him long enough. Don't bother that man. Leave him alone. That's why when we see later in the book when Symone go to, you know, have a confrontation, like, don't bother that man. Leave him alone. I'm gonna bother him.
Okay.
I'm gonna bother him.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
This is dumb. I'm gonna go bother him. You might not want to bother him. I'm gonna bother him.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't do this.
This is dumb.
Yeah.
Like, we got way too much going on.
Talk.
You finna say something.
You finna say something.
We finna do something.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
say something to do something.
What's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be?
What's it gonna be?
Make a decision.
I mean,
let's go make a decision right now.
I agree with her there.
See?
There.
I told you.
That's almost about it.
I told you. That's why. That's why you her.
You about to talk. You about to say something.
So
be treating us like we bad leftovers,
right.
stale bread.
Like we the collector.
That was left out.
Treat us like we the collector. We ain't do nothing to you.
Man. Let's go.
We're a team. We're Whitfields.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
But yeah.
No, but that's it. That's it for 4, man. That's it for 4. If we talking about, we're gonna end up going into 5 and 6 and 7.
Okay, that was a good episode.
And so thank you guys so much again for listening. Thank you guys for your attentiveness. Thank you for hanging out with us. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit us down in the comment box of this video. Let us know what you're thinking. Your question may show up in a later episode of the podcast. Again, thank you so much for just, supporting the Affinity Theory, the Affinity Saga, me as an author, us as podcasters. If you have not received the book or would like to get more copies or want to give it to somebody as a gift, you can go to all places where you get your books and can order a book. You can order directly from me through Shopify and to the TikTok shop, as well as the Facebook Marketplace. I'm on Facebook now. And so if you go to Facebook or Instagram and go to the store there, you can find my books there as well. Personally from me, if you want to get one personally from me. And so thank you guys once again. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much. And as always, if you can't see the good,
see the good.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Peace out, homies.